Hey everybody, what's up, folks? Welcome to my channel, The Ready Nurse Nay. Today's video, from the title, it's talking about how nursing is disappointing. My expectations were definitely not fully met in this working as an acute bedside nurse. So I'll be talking about that. Right now, I'm outside in my backyard. It's pretty out here. The temperature, I got my scarf on, it's like 60 degrees right now in the south, which is cold for us, okay? So that's kind of what is going on here. I got my little planter, my little plants back here, right? So it's nice back here. So my name is Nay. Quick introduction. I am a registered nurse. I work in med surg. I've been working in med surg for a little over a year now. And basically this channel I talk about nursing, healthcare, inspirational related topics, okay? So today's video, from the title, it says nursing is disappointing. And I'm basically just gonna kind of share some of the, I guess, disappointments that I have experienced so far in nursing. Again, I'm a registered nurse. I've been in med surg for a year. And I guess the biggest thing that I notice is that just going from being a student, you have so many expectations and excitement when you are finishing nursing school, right? You have so many expectations and excitement about like how your life is going to be, what you're going to do, the type of money you're going to make, the people you're going to meet, the experiences you're going to have. And then like you get your job in nursing, wherever it is, especially if it's in bedside in the hospital setting. And it's just like completely different. So I don't want to sound like ungrateful, because I am grateful for like my job and my family and stuff like that. I am grateful to God for those things, but there definitely have been I've experienced some major disappointments working as a registered nurse in a hospital on med surg, okay, in acute care. And if you're a nursing student, these are some things that you might just maybe beware about. And then also, if you are already a nurse, listening to this video might just kind of help you feel validated, especially if you're feeling the same things. But just to kind of share light on what it's like working in a hospital, and how sometimes your reality, your perception of what it will be, is completely different from the actual reality of what it is when you start working there, okay? So the first thing, first disappointment working bedside in a nurse is the work-life balance illusion. So for the most part, working 12-hour shifts when you have a family and a spouse and all that and pets and stuff, it's hard. It's almost impossible. I think for myself, I just make it work as best I can with the support of my family. And from the people that I work with, I feel like it's the same for them. They make it work as best as they can for them with the support of their family and friends and loved ones. Like working those 312s, whatever many 12s you work, if you work overtime, it's draining. No matter what acute care bedside position you work in a hospital, it's draining. So to work those 12-hour shifts and then come home and still have to have the energy and compassion and, you know, being there for your family, cleaning up and all that stuff like that, cooking, is a lot. It's draining. Even though, yeah, you do have full days off, having a true work-life balance when you're working 12-hour shifts in a hospital is very difficult. Like, I feel like there's not a perfect formula for it. Most nurses just make it work. They just do what they gotta do. And I find for myself, the way that I kind of, I guess, try to make it work, because I work weekend nights only, so Friday, Saturday, Sunday nights. That's my shift. That's what I've been working for the last year. And it works because my spouse works Monday through Friday. So when my spouse is working, I'm off. And then when I'm off, my spouse is working. So somebody's always there taking care of our son and our dog, you know, in the home and stuff like that. So that's kind of how we make it work. And then family fills in. But it's like, you miss stuff. You're going to miss family gatherings. You're going to miss all these different things. You know, you miss stuff. So, and even still with me working that, I still find times where I feel like I struggle to like get the proper, spend proper time, I feel like, with who I want to spend time with, or me time, or whatever, self-care time. It still can be a struggle because that work-life balance is very difficult when you're working 12-hour shifts, especially in a training position in the hospital. That's the first thing. And so kind of how I feel that out, like I say, you just make it work with how you can. So I'll do stuff like on my off days for myself. I'll cook, I'll clean, and all that stuff. And then when I'm at work, I'm just kind of at work. I come home, sleep, do what I gotta do. But it still can be hard because on those work days, I don't get to see my son. I don't really get to, see my pets or my spouse, whatever, because they're gone. They're out and about, whatever. When I'm sleeping during the day on the weekends, they're gone. So it's like I don't really see them for like 3 days. I see them Monday through Thursday, and then Friday, Saturday, Sunday is like I don't see my family. So that's difficult, but it is what it is. It's like a sacrifice that I have to make in order to work this job. So that's why I say work-life balance can be difficult. The first disappointment. The second disappointment is the pay. Like when you're in nursing school and you're looking at, all of the different, like Glassdoor, Indeed, that's kind of giving you an idea of the salary that you may make for the state that I'm in the South, Southern USA. The amount of work that you do as a nurse on the floor, the pay just does not add up. When I first started, I was just when I was orienting, I was working days only, and sometimes my check would be like, it was not given. It was not. So in order for me to make the most that I could make as a new nurse, I switched to the weekend only program, and I work weekends, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, nights. Now with that, my income is pretty good. It's almost like double the norm. But in order to get that, the sacrifice I have to make is work every weekend night. And so the disappointment is like, dang, in order to get the salary I feel like I deserve, I have to give up my weekends and work nights. Okay? So the salary, the pay is disappointing. And then you have to find ways to like increase it. You know what I'm saying? Different programs. I also took a sign-on bonus. I would say beware of the sign-on bonus because you get this big chunk of money up front, but then you are committed to 2 years or whatever, however many years you're committed to. If it's 1 year, I would say if it's a big chunk of money for 1 year, you can do that. You can make that work. But anything over that, 2 years and beyond, that's too much. That's tough to like be working in a place that you don't like, or you are just like they working you too hard. Like, beware of the sign-on bonus. If you need the money, that is what it is. But like, if you can like go without doing the sign-on bonus, just don't, because you have to have like your mind freed up to where you can go wherever. It's a freedom there. When your mind is like, you done took a sign-on bonus and now it's like, oh my God, I done committed this many years to this place. It's like it just does something to you. I don't know. So beware of the sign-on bonus. If you don't have to take it, don't. If you take it just for 1 year, 2 years and beyond, that's too much. That's too much to be committing time for. Especially you might get in there, you don't like it. So that was another thing right there, just, the pay. I find another disappointment, I think, just working bedside in a hospital facility. And I even kind of seen it a little bit while I was a student. It's just like, I feel like hospitals are all about the money. Like, that's what they're so concerned about. The CEOs, I feel like they don't really care about the patients. They don't really care about the employees. All the hospital CEOs care about is making money for the hospital. And so what happens is you have people who don't even work in healthcare making decisions for people, the patient care and providers and who are taking care of patients. They never even worked in CEOs making decisions when they never even worked in healthcare before, which is insane to me, that are making decisions for the money benefit of the hospital. And so resources are cut in the sense of you might have staffing issues where there's not enough employees working. You don't have enough nurses. You don't have enough techs. You don't have enough doctors. You don't have enough specialists. You don't have enough providers. And so it puts more strain on the employees that are working there. So that can be a strain. Even like the resources, because they're all about a budget and things, not buying proper resources, or it taking months to get, vital sign machines and thermometers and just resources, just actual supplies that you need. That can be a strain, and it's disappointing. Like I get that they have to have a budget. The hospital has to have a budget that they have to follow, yada, 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 blah, 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 blah. But it's like, come on now, man. Or it's like, if you really cared about the patient care and all that, then you would decrease the patient ratio. Make sure you have enough staff. Make sure you have enough nurses and you have enough techs and CNAs, per shift. Make sure you have some type of plan and coverage if you have call outs, so that your team is not like lacking. Okay, that's disappointment. That's a disappointment that I've experienced. Just like, I feel like hospitals are all about the money. And because of that, they're overworking the staff that they do have. So that's a disappointment that I have experienced as a nurse on the floor, working bedside. I want to say what I've talked about so far. I said work-life balance, pay. Feeling like hospitals are all about the money is a disappointment. I think another disappointment is just kind of like the emotional draining, the emotional strain that you experience, and then still having to like go on and feeling like nobody cares about it. Like you literally go to work and you're like saving people's lives because you're with these patients 12, 13 hours. So like, you are identifying when they are improving, you're identifying when their health is declining, and you're messaging the appropriate parties. You are performing CPR if you have to call codes and stuff, because these patients' hearts stop working properly or they stop breathing or something. You're cleaning them up. The emotional strain and the physical strain of doing this job, like to have to carry that, the secrets and all that stuff that they're experiencing when they are being diagnosed with terminal illnesses. You know what I'm saying? All of the burdens and stuff that they're carrying, that you are partaking of and helping them in their care. Like, you're carrying that all shift long. There's no decompressing process after that. You have to decompress your own self. You're carrying all that, and then you get off work and you come home, and if you have kids or a spouse, you have to now some type of way to decompress and let that stuff go, and then swap out of nurse mode into wife mode, into mom mode, to take care of your kids and your spouse and your pets and stuff. And that can be hard, especially like my spouse doesn't work in healthcare, so sometimes like he doesn't like understand certain things, which is fine, but it can be hard. Like, it's so draining. Your patients have taken everything out of you, and then you come home and you're having to still dig deep inside and give love and compassion and grace and patience to your kids and your spouse and your pets. That's difficult. Like, it's almost like I have to be like really cautious so that I'm not snappy at my family, because like at the end of the day, I don't want to be a great nurse and then be like a terrible wife or mom, or pet owner, dog mom, like I don't want to do that. So it's like I have to decompress. For me, decompress in the car, whether I say a prayer, take a deep breath, listen to some music, whatever I need to do, journal, and then let that stuff go, and then come in so that I can kind of be present with my family and then do what I got to do, get it going. So, but I found that can be like really disappointing, the mental strain that you experience as a nurse, and like feeling like don't nobody care. But you know what? God cares, and I care. So I pray, if you're feeling some of these things, that you find a way to work past it, and that, even if you have to heal from it, you heal from it. So those are just some of, I guess, the realities that I've experienced working bedside nursing, and kind of like mixed in there some of the ways that I get past it, because even though you feel like these disappointments and things, it's like you have to still keep moving and you have to still keep living and going on. So then you have to find ways to get past it and work through it. And I think making this video is just a way to say that, you know, if you're having these feelings, you know, you should feel validated. Like, other people are having the same feelings, but then just knowing there is a way to, like, keep going. Like, acknowledge your disappointment in the nursing or working in the bedside, and then acknowledge the ways to kind of go past it, you know. And that way you're, like, not ignoring your feelings and your thoughts on the matter. You're listening to and giving room for those thoughts and feelings, but then you're also not, like, staying there. You're moving past it because life keeps going. So that has been my experience, and some of the disappointments I've experienced working bedside. So I guess my question is, how are you guys feeling as nurses? Like, have you felt any disappointments that I haven't listed on here, and how did you work past them? You know what I'm saying? You keep going. What are your tips? Because I can use them. I'm pretty sure we all can use them. So peace, love, and blessings, and until the next video.